I am on my way to Nelson Bay, and I'm staying just south of Nelson Bay by about 30 minutes. And as I was looking at the map on the way down, just on the other side of, well, one side of Nelson Bay is what's called Hawk's Nest and Tea Garden. And I thought, it'd probably be a wise decision to stop and see this part of Nelson Bay before heading down to my accommodations for the evening. And I anticipate spending a Sunday in Nelson Bay on the other side tomorrow. So I'm going to take you for a visit to Hawk's Nest. And I'm not quite sure what to expect, but the scenery sure has changed significantly from where I've been for the last 2 weeks. And you can see the sign there says Tea Gardens. So we're going to go, and I would assume Tea Gardens is, as the name implies, tea gardens. So we will see, as the saying goes. But boy, the countryside here is just really, really beautiful. I see a lot of pines, and over here there's some grazing cattle. Haven't seen any kangaroos yet, but perhaps we will as we go forward. I am taking the bridge from Tea Garden over to Hawk's Nest, and I can tell you this was a good decision. It's about an hour from where I'm going to be staying for the next 3 or 4 nights, and I probably would not have come up back this way. So there's the sign there to slow down for the koala. And you can see eucalyptus trees on both sides. So I'm going to go up and spend some time in Hawk's Nest at a cafe, kind of have a bite to eat, charge my my batteries, and then try to get some drone shots over some of the nicer beaches. And there's a national park here, so I'm going to do that. And I think I'll catch a ferry. There's a ferry somewhere just up north, so I'll catch a ferry and then watch the sunset, and then head out to my accommodations. Well, don't blink or you would miss it. This is Hawk's Nest, and there's not a whole heck of a lot to Hawk's Nest. It's not a town, it's a village, and there's a smattering of homes here. Smattering of homes and a couple cafes. See, there's a real estate office and a takeaway up there with a market. And here is the Hawk's Nest News Agency and Post Office. The wonderful gentleman in there just gave me some really nice information. And this is Main Street. This really is it. So I'm going to do my best to make do and give you a little bit of a tour of Hawk's Nest. And we're going to just do the beaches, and then we're going to take a drive up the coast and catch a little ferry and then hit back to the motorway. First stop on this tour is Jimmy's Beach, and I don't know who Jimmy's is, but I saw a postcard in the store, and the gentleman told me this would be a great place to do a drone shot. And Jimmy's Beach, if you were looking at a map, it is right across from Nelson Bay. So I'm going to see if we can't come down, and I'll do a drone shot. I'm going to try to do some nice drone shots for you as I tour my way up the coast. So apparently, all along the shoreline here, you have these sand dunes. And the gentleman at the store was telling me the dunes are actually encroaching on the roads in some spots. So here I am going up. And this will be my first view of the bay here. Let's take a look. And it is a little bit windy, so we will do our best to get you a nice shot with the drone. But here is Jimmy's Beach, and right across the water there, I'm assuming, is Nelson Bay. What a dream for me to be here. I'm on my way back to the car, and the thought crossed my mind to share this with you. It is it's like a holiday caravan park, what we might call an RV park back in the States. And here you see they've got some cabins, so you can rent yourself. Well, I don't know that you would necessarily call this a cabin or not, but more like a small little home. And there's some folks having a nice. Well, it looks like they're having some nice refreshments on their porch. Good day. How are you? Okay. So I don't want to interrupt them, but you can see they've got the whole 9 yards here. These folks have surfboards and what have you, and then you come through and you have it's an RV park. You've seen one RV park, you've seen them all, but the Aussies, they like to camp with the best of them. So I don't know how big of a camper I'd be down here, knowing that there's snakes around that could bite you and kill you in just a matter of seconds. But here's your RV park down under. Pretty cool. All right, maybe one of these days I will get a camper and tour the land down under. All right, let's find our way. You can see the campers here. They've got the themes with the kangaroos and what have you. All right, on with the show. To give you some idea as to where we're at and what I'm doing, I came down from the north today. I was on this Pacific Highway coming down, and tonight I'm going to be staying somewhere down over here, the better part of 30 minutes from Nelson Bay. And I thought, you know what, it'd be a good idea as I'm coming down to take this road over through Tea Gardens and Hawk's Nest. And Jimmy's Beach is right here. That's what I just filmed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to travel up this road, and there is a beach, I think that is Bennett's Beach or something, but we're going to go up this road right here. I'll do a shot of this beach right here, and then it's probably going to look a lot like this beach right here. But anyway, so then I'm going to go up this road right here, and here is where the dunes are coming out over the road. But anyway, it's open right now. I'm going to stop at Hole in the Wall, and God knows I've seen my share of hole in the walls over the years. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to reach this point right here where there's a ferry. By 6 o'clock I can reach that ferry. It'll take me over here, and then I can come back up this road and hit the motorway and go back down to where I'm staying tonight. So that is the plan. And this is a rather large, if not the largest, brackish water, which is, or maybe it's this here or all of it, brackish water, a mixture of sea water and salt water and fresh water. So let's go and see if we can't find the hole in the wall. Next stop on this whirlwind tour is Bennett's Beach. And boy, you know, I was thinking as I was walking along that when you hear the expression "reach the beach," you can't help to wonder if it wasn't the Aussies that came up with that phrase, because the entire country seems like it's on the beach. The entire country of Australia. I know they've got some inland, you know, the vastness of the interior of Australia, but for the most part, I think the majority of the populace lives right here along the waterfront. Now look at that, just beautiful. So I'm going to see if I can't launch my drone and get a nice shot for you. The adventure has taken us to Myall Lakes National Park. And this is a spot. There's no shortage of national parks here in Australia, and there's not a lot of people on the road at the moment. But boy, that flight drone, or that drone flight, I should say, over Bennett's Beach, that was something else. What a beautiful, beautiful beach. All right, so we're gonna take the ferry up ahead and look at the trees. So I would be willing to bet, if I looked hard enough, it probably wouldn't be too hard to find a koala. But I need to make the 6 o'clock, which is the last ferry to get me over to the motorway, and I have a couple stops. I have found my way to the hole in the wall, and you know, it doesn't look to me like the hole in the wall that I'm used to. This looks actually rather nice. So we'll see why the lady recommended that I stop here. I think maybe because it's just a short distance from the parking area. So let's go up and check this out. No, this definitely doesn't look like the hole in the walls that I'm used to seeing. Look at this. Wow, that is just beautiful. Really something else. Warning, steep dunes. Proceed with caution. And I see some folks fishing down below. So we're gonna go check this out. This should be nice with a drone flight. With time to spare, I made it to the ferry. The Bomba Point ferry right here operates between 8 o'clock and 6 o'clock and leaves every half hour, and the first departure starts at 8. So it's going to cost me $6.50 to cross the ferry, and here it comes. So what an adventure this has been. I didn't expect to have such a ferry. At least I hope it's going to come across. It's just sitting over there. Well, I think he's coming. So this is the largest brackish water or brackish body of water in Australia. I could be mistaken about that, but perhaps not. So the ferry is on its way over. And that wouldn't surprise me if I'm the only passenger going across. What an adventure. Boy, what a real adventure. I'll be sitting back in my office back in Fort Myers, Florida before you know it. And I'll be looking at this spot on the map, and I won't think about it the same as I did before I left. And as you can see, I made the ferry with time to spare. So this is the Myall Shores, a good spot to watch the sunset. And I think for the sake of time, I'm going to forego the sunset, but do an aerial flight around the lake here. I think that's going to be absolutely beautiful. And as they let me off, you know, I gotta say that I thought that the Aussies really liked us Yanks, but every time I asked her, you know, if I get a Yank discount, they laugh for whatever reason. So they don't So they don't. They may like us Yanks, but not to the point where they want to give us a discount. So, all right. So here he goes. All right. Thank you, mate.
Have a good holiday.
You
mate.
too. All right. So there you have it, folks. I hope my accent sounds a little bit like theirs. Let's explore this side of the area, or the lake, I should say. Well, will you look at this? It's a full-blown caravan park here, and as I walk about, it's easy to see that these Aussies, they like the outdoors just as much as us Yanks do. And what a nice place. Seemingly everywhere you go, everybody is just really, really friendly. And this is the reception area here. And here you have some folks up on the wall. I'm not quite sure who these folks are, but they're probably of some significance. Right there. Look at that. So, what a nice place. And they have some live music. They have a gentleman out here playing a guitar. Boy, I feel just like I'm back home. Or something. Now, I don't know if they sit around the campfire and make s'mores like we do. This is called Leggies Camp, Myall Lake, super accommodation. So come up here and grab yourself a cold one. And you got a gentleman here playing. Look at this.
You and I will be always on side in these imaginary fields. Na 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 na.
No, I didn't catch it at the beginning of the song, unfortunately, but he dedicated that to Paula back in the Big Easy. Now, how he knows Paula, I don't know, but he did. He said this next song's going out for Paula in the Big Easy. And I said, how do you know Paula? And he said, oh, everybody knows Paula. So, all right, let's go take a walk down by the water. Boy, what a wonderful day. You know, I woke up this morning chasing kangaroos, and now look at me chasing ferries here in the Myall shores in Australia. Boy, this really is something else. Oh, look at, they have a houseboat, and maybe they've got some shrimp on the Barbie. I don't know if this is a private party or not. Boy, they've got jet skis. They got the whole 9 yards. I'll be damned. Wow. I think it's happy hour. Fantastic. He's serving up oysters, I think. I think he's serving up some oysters. Look at this. Boy, this is beautiful. And the sun will be going down here before too long. Fantastic.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yeah, that's what he's serving up. He's serving up oysters. Walking back up, I see the sign. Leggies is a family-friendly area. Drunken or aggressive behavior will not be tolerated. Respect each other. So that must be Mr. Leggy right there. All right, let's get the drone and launch the drone. That'll be cool. And will you look at this? There's a kangaroo. There's actually a couple of them. And just chilling out. I'll be damned. Isn't that something? Just kind of watching me, watching him. And he's having his evening dinner Oh, that's fantastic. That's really fantastic. All right, I think I spooked him. Boy, when it rains, it pours. Will you look at this? I could almost reach out and touch them. Boy, was that something or what? I got to tell you, I never expected it to be that much of an adventure, and it really was something else. And if you enjoyed it, just sitting watching it through your computer or on your TV or whatever, if you enjoyed it half as much as I did, then boy, you know, that's really saying something. But I'm I'm back at the motorway now, and I'm going to go find my Airbnb. And you know, when I'm driving along, it was a good 20-minute drive from where I last was to the motorway, and it was a dirt road. Half of it was like a gravel road with big potholes and everything, and I didn't have any music or nothing. It was just my thoughts accompanying me down the road there. And I got to tell you that with all the sincerity in my heart, you know, there's those of you that are going to find this video years from now, and you won't know me from, you know, any other vlogger out there, so to speak. But then there's those of you that have been following me for years and have been right along with me through all the different travels and everything. And I got to tell you, with all the sincerity in my heart, I would not get half as much of the joy out of these adventures if I didn't know that I was sharing it with you. And I mean that with all the sincerity in my heart, because the ability to share this, with you just means the world to me. It really, really does. And you know, oftentimes people will thank me for doing these videos, but you know, the very same can be said, whereas I thank you for letting me share them with you. So anyway, have a great day, and until the next adventure.